Hello everyone, my name is Kanak and today I will be presenting how we develop library in for Harmony OS using Java programming language. So let's go through that. So here are my details. Once after completing the session, if you want to reach me out, you can always reach me out over these handles. Okay, so in today's session, we will be covering about the very basic questions of any keyword like what, why, and how. So we will learn like why do we need libraries, what is the whole buzz about libraries, and why do we need it, and also anatomy, like what it all consists of when we refer in libraries, what it will look like, and then we will learn how to create a new harmonious library, and then how to port an existing library. So basically, when I say an existing and library, so this is like I'm referring here more about an existing Android library to Harmony OS. And the last one will be like, how do we convert an app module to a library module? So let's start. So here, let's say when you say what is a library, so we can relate it with a real world example, like just like our college libraries, books have, you know, that books have content which is already written by someone, and you just refer it to fulfill your purpose. Like you need to, for example, you need not to do all the research from scratch. You are getting benefited from the experience, number of years of experience and research is done by other people. So in the same way, when libraries, the code, the programming libraries are the code which are written for a specific purpose to solve a specific problem, which are pre-compiled and which assist or help us to complete our tasks at with the ease and at hand easily without going to write all the code from scratch. So it means like you all are freshers and you want to scan some code, so you don't know, you don't want to reinvent the wheel, and here you can pick up any library which can be written by a person who is holding a 20 years of experience, experienced person, scan a library, and that you can use it directly with just a few lines of code, and you can get the quality work of 20 years person. So that is the whole purpose of a library, and the whole, like you can say, big picture of a library. And what it all consists, basically, all the reusable code. Let's say I am a developer and I'm developing since 10 years or 12 years, and there's some certain piece of code which I always need, like utility mathematical functions, date utility functions, which I always keep using in my different projects. So what I can do, without copying and pasting in every project, I can make a library, create a library out of all these reusable code and keep it somewhere, and then I can use it. And sometimes we also feel that, okay, I have written a very good piece of code and I want to share it with other people also, so that they can get benefited of that. Then we share it also. So now what it all consists of? So libraries basically consist of compile code, which is like in our case, because we are using Java, it consists of dot classes, resources. These resources can be some XML string values or some images also, which you want to keep in library and you don't want other people to manipulate it and change it. So you can keep it in the resources also. And assets, maybe there's some TXT file or resources file, which you want to keep in assets and then you want to use it. And native libraries, like there might be some library, like you have seen some game libraries or some, let's say, face detecting libraries are there. There lots of code is written in C. So there we keep .so files over there, and these are called native libraries. So this is all about what. And now, why do we need library? As we talked before, this is basically to solve some specific problem. For example, I want to scan some code in my application. So this is a problem, and I can get it resolved using a scanner library. And other thing, it saves a lot of time and efforts and resources, because let's say I have invested 6 months in writing a library, and you want to use it, so you don't again have to uh, invest or spend 6 months and then you can get it benefited. So 6 months of time and the 6 months of efforts and all the resources, whether these are in terms of hardware or software or like logical, you don't have to spend it again. And Also, there's one use. Sometime people forget. Let's say I want to use a networking library where some predefined configurations are required. Let's say I want to. There should be a particular port that should be configured every time. But there can be some particular, some specific the, let's say, agent that I need to specify. So these libraries already take care of like what should be default configurations, and the new person don't have to worry about these small and important basic things, and they can just start using it and integrate in their in their use case, and then get a move ahead. And then how do we use it? I think everyone knows it, and even if you don't know, so you can see like there are some 4 links over here where you can see like this the JSON, which is a very famous library which is written by Google, and Square Library Picasso, which we use uh, for images. And in community, we have lots of libraries. Like for example, ImageZoom is a library which is which community people and contributors have written for zooming images. So lots of features are there, and drop indicator. So this is a way you can, there are lots of ways where using which we can use it. We'll come to more details in our later sections for all that. Now, how does it look like? So as I say, anatomy means like how does it look like, what it all consists. So anatomy of an HAR. So what is HAR? HAR is basically Harmony OS Ability Resources file. So it all consists of whenever we have a library, it means it is a project. It consists of Java classes. It can have resources, assets, and maybe some dependencies, some third-party libraries and dependencies. So whenever we compile, it converts into an HAR file, which is basically a zip file. The only mandatory file which is important in an HR file is config.jsn. Others may or may not be there. So whatever you are seeing in the right section, there can be public txt, there can be assets, or cannot be, again depending upon the resources which we have put over there. So like this is the internal structure of HR file, and there's another word at jar. So the same way we have HAR for Harmony OS, jar is basically for any platform which supports Java. So basically jar is a Java archive that also contains a similar thing. The only difference, it does not contain any layouts and these layouts and view classes. But in our case, Harmony HAR can have. So in Harmony OS, we can also use jar, which is a Java library, but and also we can use HAR. So now coming to how can we create an HMS library, because we now already have a basic idea what is a library and why do we need. So here we will be discussing the 2 approaches. Basically, one is the from scratch and one is the port existing library. So when we say scratch, let's say you have an idea. Any one of you can have an idea that, okay, how can I talk to my neighbors without internet connection, and I can chat in a hidden way. Let's say any idea of that type strikes in your mind, then maybe you can start thinking and write it down from the scratch. That can be an app also, but then you can convert it to library also. So basically we are talking about from scratch. So first of all, we need to identify what problem you want to solve over there. Once the problem strikes in your mind, you can just pick up the tools which you need, set up the development environment, and then start. And before like starting, it's a good practice actually to check if any other similar library is present or not. And if we have, then it's a good idea to get inspired from that, or if it's an open source library which is available for further usage by the community, for the people, then we can clone it, fork it, check for the access if we have or not, and then we can start porting. Now, coming to the second point, which is the most of the slides we will cover in the session, is port the existing one, because here that's what we will be more focusing over here. So here, when we say port existing, the existing word means that we might have some Android library, not might, we will have some Android library, and that we will be porting to Harmony OS platform. So when we say this, when we want to go ahead with this, first of all, what we do, we analyze all the features which are present in this library. And when say analyze, we can go to the repository and the community, the README of that library. Let's say that is already hosted in GitHub somewhere. We will refer the README and we will check what all features are specified by the writer over there, by the author over there. Let's say some library is using Bluetooth features or some hardware features or some only software or any animations like these kind of, we just get an overview of all the features which is required. And then once we are good with that, okay, I can handle this library. I know this much of Harmony, or I'm comfortable with Harmony and I know this much of Java and all those things. Then we go through the existing library code. So how do we do that? We clone that library, we fork that library and then clone it to our local system, and then we compile it and then run it, and then check it, like compile it and run it, go through the flow of the application itself or the library itself. So that is how we do. And the third point is here. So when we analyze it, when we are going through the code, we make sure that we check that whatever APIs or classes which are which of an Android platform which are used in this project or in this library, are these available in Harmony or not? Most of the classes, alternate APIs are present in Harmony OS, and we are still daily, like we expect on a regular basis, more and more APIs are coming. So it's almost that you will find all the APIs. So this is one of the important steps that you do in the analysis process. I'll tell you more detail about in the coming slide. And then we also check the API guide, which is available, which is present when you download the SDK. It is bundled over there, and I will show how to refer that. Now, the next step, like how do we create it? Coming to the this part, so I can show you at the same time. So this is I was doing actually, so I'll show you from scratch itself. So how do we do it? So this is like Deveco. You know this, Deveco Studio is our official development ID for the development of Harmony OS projects. So we'll go over here, file, and then be new project. So one project should be there. Either you can develop a library in any existing project, or if you do not have any, then you can create a new project. Okay, so I'll start from the beginning, assuming that you do not have any project created. So let's say it's a my application. So you enter the project name and project type. So here I'm selecting application package name, then compatible API version. Definitely we always take the maximum available version. Device type, so here we can take, maybe I'll select all, and then we can select any one or more than whatever the target we are targeting for. So now we are good with a new project. So once Deveco Studio is good with, okay, I think I did a mistake. I create a project using JS. Sorry guys, I think I need this one. So now we have, if you will see this project structure in the left side of my window, you can see there's my application with by default an app is already created, which is a sample application. Now we want to create a library. So we'll go new and then click on new module. So here in modules, you will find different kind of modules. What we need to select over here is Harmony OS library. Okay. Again, we'll be selecting, let's say I selected all. Now you see there is a new module added over here. Before it was my application, to which is the project name, and this was application, and now this is a library. Okay, we'll check how it looks like. So this library contains a default folder, which is empty right now, libs, a source folder with the default structure, and important config.json, which is basically the deployment destructor, deployment manifest of this file, okay, this project. Okay, you will see that we have bundle name and package and device type, which I selected phone, tablet, and TV. We can remove or add from here also. Let's say in future I want to add variable also, so that I can do it like this. So we can add more device configurations whenever required. So these are the basic structure. Now you have, you're good to you have a good structure now to start porting. Now coming back to our presentation, we saw that how to create a project, how to add all the details, and we already created a new library module under this project. Now we'll see how to port an existing library. So basically this is if you just go through it, I'll explain you. So whenever we have an Android library, it already have a structure, predefined structure, and same we need to follow in this like. So here, this one is this side. The left side one is the Android structure, structure of an Android library, and this one is on the right side. This is Harmony OS library structure. So I'll show you. So what all we will have to do. First, we will be cloning and the code, and then we will be doing all these steps. We'll start. So this is a Harmony OS library which have been ported from this Android library. So how do we do that? We will clone it. So I'll show you. So the very first step, we will have to clone Android code, because that's what is the we will be porting, right? Let's go to the code itself, as I have cloned it somewhere here. Okay, so this is the code. I'll show you. I'll open it. So this is, I don't need to open, actually it's the same code which I kept it open just before this session. So this is the code for that library, which is, you can see, like this is the code of library, and this is the sample application, which is demonstrating how to use this application. So we saw that like what steps I followed. I cloned the code and open in Android Studio. And once you clone it, then you have to compile it. So you like resolve all the dependencies, you compile it. Once the code is compiled, it's good enough. And then you can go through the manifest file. So this is like a library. It is not mentioning any launcher file or something like, because this library is just having some functionality. Sometimes we have libraries which can have some launcher activity, some initial screens and all those things. So we can start from there. Here in this library, we can start from this wheelpicker.java. This is the starting point of this library. So what you will be doing, you will be going through this code to understand it, like what it all does. Okay. So this is how like the important classes are there, model classes and some widget classes. So once you like, let's say, we'll see all the imports done over here, and then we are seeing that what all classes it has imported or extended. So we see that this is the default, the view, which is a predefined class from the SDK itself. But I will picker is some custom class. So we will go to that class and then we'll try to understand, because from here it's coupled to I will picker.java. This is an interface, so we will understand, okay, what all functions are available. Are there any Android dependencies which are mentioned in this class? So yes, we see that we have to keep this in mind, that what all Android APIs are used in the different classes. So we see this in this class. These are the Android dependent APIs which we would have to replace, or we would be needing alternate to port it to Harmony. Okay. So now once you go through this all the code, you're comfortable with it. Then what next step you have to do? So now we will be like creating, not creating, actually we already created. So I have another project which is there. What I'll be doing. So you see, I already have a structure, source, main, and Java. And the same thing, if I go to Android, what we have source, main, and Java. Till here, everything is good. Okay. So what I will be doing first thing, I'll be copying this folder and will be pasting it to Harmony. Okay, so that because this is empty, there's no files as of now. So I'm good to start doing this. Yeah, so I pasted at wrong place. Okay, I'll be copying this form. Now you see all the classes, all the Java code is already there. We are good with all the Java code. There's no porting required because Java is the same thing. So no problem with that. Now we have to see where the problem area is there. Okay. So now you can see it has already started showing errors. Now we need resources as well. So we can copy the resources and then see, again, it depends upon you. You want to copy file by file, or if you think I want to copy file by file, like the layout files. These were the logic file and the code file, the Java files. But we have layouts also in the project. So layouts are basically which which we use for creating the UI. So now what we can do, we can copy, or we can copy the whole folder itself. Now I'll be copying this XML file to the desired place. So the alternate for RES folder in Harmony is resources one. And we will be copying it to layout. So this is the structure we know. I'll show you here. So replace source folder from Android to Harmony. We can do this, or we can copy paste. You can see library was renamed to wheel picker here. And then all the classes look same. Then RES had folder layout, okay, directly, just an immediate child. And then we had this layout as an XML file. Here in our case, in Harmony, RES is, we will find it as resources. And then we have one more folder, which is base. So we can create it, or we can, in our case, we don't need to create, because when we created the demo library, sample library, we already have over there. So we'll just keep this in mind, that while copying this XML file, we will not copy it directly, but we will copy it in this layout folder. Okay. So that's what I did over here. Now, what next do I have to do? If we have any assets file, so you can, we might have some assets file over here. Here, I can see that in under main, we have assets file that we need to copy. Again, where do we need to copy? Under resources, under raw file. So we have to copy that. That was under resources and raw files. So basically here. So now this file is also at its right place. Next, what are all the resources files, which are strings, arrays, where we define the title name, all the string resources, like all the text messages which we use in the library, in the project itself, that whether they are in the, and whether it's a localization supported, like we can have English strings, we can have Chinese or French, any other language resources. Then we can have multiple string files, like you can see in this example, we have values ZH and values. So basically this project had two languages support, English and Chinese. So the Chinese string resources are there in the values ZH. In our case, we will have the string resources in different languages. So one we will have for one string file, we will have for English, one we will have for Chinese, and for different languages this way. So let's see where we have that. So now under values, we find that yes, we have a string.xml. This, how can I copy to HarmonyOS? So now there is a change here. In Android, it is basically XML file, but we would need it as a JSON file for HarmonyOS. So how should it look like? Basically, you can see this. So this is like, it looks like this XML in Android, and it looks like this. So you have to convert it. So basically this would be one effort you will have to do. And the same thing for other resources also. Like there's an array file where we have defined array values for different languages, or maybe states or countries, anything. So these we will have to convert from XML to JSON. Maybe there's some online converters, or you can do it manually like that. In our case, like in my case, I have already project which I will show you later on. So that is one thing which we will be doing. Then next step, after converting these strings, arrays, and other resources, this is important, I already covered. We need to change file format from XML to JSON. And then after adding important information, so now in Android project, we have manifest file, but in Harmony, we already have a config.json. So if any important information which is mentioned over there in manifest, like let's say it can be some permissions or some requisites, like it needs some permission for Bluetooth, or it need a hardware dependency, or there may be some package informations, API informations. Those things we need to add in config.json according to the platform. There would be some changes. And then once you are done with that, so we will be deleting. So if we have copied the whole project, then we will be deleting manifest. Otherwise, we will just adding the important information to config.json. So I'll show you from my existing project. So this is the existing ported project in which you can see how does it look like. So we usually have package informations, the name, code version, what type of release it is, and device type which it is supported, and all those things. So, and the last point, adding dependencies in module level build.gradle. So sometime the library or the project which we are creating, it can have dependencies of other libraries as well. Let's say in my project, I can have I have used Picasso library. So that dependencies also we would have to modify. So basically, Android project will have dependency of Android library, right? In our case, because it's a Harmony library, so we will have to specify dependency of Harmony library. So we will search for Picasso library in Harmony, which I'll tell you from where we can find it. So, and that then you have to replace it with the Harmony one. So that was like, now that was the basic, that was more about the basic structure. Once you match the structure, like we have the first thing, copied all the Java files. Then the next thing, we copied all the resources, like we copied all the layout. This project had only one layout file, and we had one this string.json that we still need to add. Or right now, I will not show you how to convert it, that you can do it later. But for now, I will just copy the content from the existing one to here. So now we have the string.json also ready and other classes as well, other resource files as well. So now we are good with, like, we copied all the Java classes, we copied all the layouts, and we have copied all the resources, which is including the asset file also. Now, next step, what we have to do. Now, we'll go to the code itself now, and we'll start replacing the APIs, Android APIs to HarmonyOS API. So let's say this class, okay, this is the compiler. Sorry. Okay, so we see there's one error. The ID is smart and it's already showing an error in wheel picker. And as I remember, it will show here also, because here also we are using the Android API, two classes. Model is already good because it is already only having four model classes, the pure Java code. And this is also just an interface. So pretty good. We do not have to make any changes. That. So we'll move towards the first, let's say, this class. We see that this class is having 4 errors. We'll check what all errors are there. Okay, so we find out the first error. Now we see that text view, this is the text view control was used. Now we will delete it, and sorry, we'll delete it later. First I'll tell you how will you know that what alternate API do you have, which is for Harmony, which is similar to text view. So we have a mapping Excel file available, which I'll tell you where you can find, which is already available on our GitHub community. So this is not having 100% mapping, but it will, I think, have 70%, 80% of mapping. And we are coming with a tool in which you will not, in future, you will not have to do this manual mapping. It will be automatically convert all those things. So here, this is the very first thing where you will be finding. So in our case, we need to know what is the alternate for text view. So here we can see Android package and class, and then the type of the class, type of the API, and then method. The same way, alternate. So as that was, we can see the package is like this, Android.widget. So either we can filter it from here. Okay, like this. And we can only go through with this, and then we can see what all are available, right? And then, or we can, like what I usually do, I just select it, then try to find it, text view, because that's what I want in this particular. Okay, so this is autocomplete text view, but I need text view only. So here, this is the class for which I'm looking for alternate. So package Android.widget with text view class, and I need, so there's a like available, which is components. Okay, so we will be replacing it with this one. Also, at the same time, we will once refer the generated this documentation. Here we can check the documentation before, like whether we are checking the right, we are using this right component or not. So how will you open this? It was already open for me, but from where you will find it? So I'll tell you. You go to Tools, SDK Manager, and this path. Open this path in your Window Explorer. Okay, go to Java. So there are two different versions of SDKs I'll go to this one, and then documents default, and we'll open index.html. So this is the official documents. Here we can check all the APIs, the details. So we can also copy from here itself. Like we know that this was the package. Dot. Okay, that was typeface, sorry. I think I'm doing mistake. No. So now, wherever it was there, we'll replace it. Now it's saying one related problem. And what is that? So if you have noted, it jumped from, it was I will date picker.java, and then it jumped to will date picker.java. So basically, this is a class where this interface has been implemented, this one. So it is throwing us an error that wherever you have used this, you can see this, it is saying that you have to change this type. So now we will not directly change it. As we have to make changes, we'll go through from the top itself. So now we have these classes which are imported as Android classes. I'll show you how to find it. The first step will go to the mapping cell file. Here I have put the filter. First I'll reset the filter itself. Okay. Now I'll find context. So sometimes you'll find lots of classes, but you have to go to the right class because it was context. So we'll be going to context itself. So many context classes. Okay. So it's taking time. So I'll take you here only directly, and I'll show you. Let's assume it is over there, and then we find it here. So in context package, we have now, you can see. So we will be using this in our project now. So we can directly remove these, or you can delete one by one like that. Now you will see it already started complaining, and then you can enter. Okay. So now it already imported. Now, in our case, we do not have linear layout. So again, we will be finding this linear layout in this mapping file, and we'll find what is the alternate class. Okay, so for linear layout, I'm not sure why it has missed, but in our case, in Harmony, it is directional layout, which we will be using over here. Okay. So again, we resolve that also. Now, so this way we will be keep replacing the APIs and the APIs and all the functions which will be required, like in attribute set. So okay, so attribute set is not updated one, I think, which I have, but it is attribute set. So this is one, the alternate API. So this way we keep doing, replacing it in the Java file. And then we come to this state. Like we will have all the, like in the view is replaced with component, and the similar classes we will be keeping replacing the APIs or the interfaces or the functions name. Sometimes we do not find also classes, then we need to understand the functionality and then we can write it from scratch. So that you can take help of your mentor or the person you are learning with initially, and then once you are versed with the code and you know the, some APIs, then you will be more comfortable in how to write the code. Even something is not present, then how to write that code from the scratch itself, like this. So now once we are doing this thing, this was more about the Java code, and now I'm coming to this. I already showed you how you will be doing converting XML to JSON. You can just key value pair. In XML also we have key value pair, JSON also we have key value pair. The third part is layout. Now, how you will replace or how you will port layout files. Here, again, same thing. We saw that in we do not have linear layout, so we will be using direction layout. So first thing, and then it doesn't, it is not identifying because the XML definition, the namespace is not right. It is referring to namespace of Android, and here we need to refer it to Harmony. So I'll take you to the presentation where I have already mentioned this point. Okay, this was all about Java files. This is the, we will share you this PPT in which this file is attached. You know, also will share you the reference link of from where you can download. So I'll cover once in this detail. So what I told you, we will open with mapping file, which is the Excel file, which we will share you. And the next part, you will open and refer API documentation, which is again this part, the generated documentation. The third part, the next point is you need to look up details from number 1 to and how to replace imports and APIs in the module. So like in this example, you can see text view is replaced with text, and the web view from WebKit is replaced with web view. Media is replaced with format. Okay, like media is replaced with media format is replaced with format, and color is having with color class itself, but the package name is different. You might find some differences in functions or methods, but for that you will have to refer the documentation. And other than that, whenever we remove the API, sometimes there's a change of name. Let's say, for example, in Android we have handler, but in Harmony we have event handler. So it is a good practice to rename your variable names according to the class name. For example, you can have M handler in Android. In Harmony, you should change it to M event handler, or just handler or event handler, so that it is better descriptive to the person who's handling the code. Now, next XML. This is already covered. From like strings.xml, this part is already covered. I'll tell you, like here you can see that I have replaced the namespace of XML from Android to Harmony. So this is one very important thing which we will have to do. We'll see how to do that. Okay. So from Android, we'll replace to Harmony and we'll remove it. Now, all the Android tags we need to remove. So we can directly remove from Android to OHOS. Should be quick. Okay. We do not have layout width. We have width. Okay. Same thing. We do not have layout height. We don't have gravity for directional layouts. We'll remove it. You saw. Now you can see that it is, as soon as I have provided the correct namespace, the error has been gone. Text view, we know that we have to use text, and more errors like text. We have a different keyword, margin. So ID itself is helping you out in all those things. So once you start its margin right, I will start writing. I can just select from here. So this is this way you can make changes in all your XML layouts itself. So now, so we have seen like what all we have to do. So this way we will be making all the changes, we'll be resolving all the errors from the Java file, from the XMLs, from the layouts, and from all the assets. And once we are done, our code is compiled well, then we can go ahead. So let's say this is my project, which is, let's say we have all resolved the errors. We'll build it. So we'll see if the project builds well. So once your project is in the state where you see that, okay, build is fine, there are no errors. So build is successful. My project is not having any errors. Then how do you create the har file, the library file itself? So there are different ways through which you can do this. So the first process is via Gradle tool, for which you have to, like in your ID, this is your left side project explorer. This is the middle section where your code opens. In the right section, there's a Gradle small section. When you click on it, you will find all the Gradle related tasks and for different modules. Like we have right now in our project entry module and wheel picker module. So we see two entries over here. One is for entry and one is for wheel picker. Here in our case, we are more interested with wheel picker, which is our library. So what we will have to do? So basically, this is our project. We'll be selecting the right module, which is library in our case. And to create the har file, right now, first I'll show you how to create a debug har file. And then I'll show you how to create a release har file. So you click on OHS debug and then package debug. HER. This is a task which is already defined. You just have to double click on it. We'll start the build process. And it completed in 2 seconds, very fast. And then it generated. See? So maybe I should clean and then show you. So now you will see that there is no build folder here. Again, I will click on it. Now you will see a new folder here, build. Okay. And under build, you'll find outputs, HER. Under debug, we have a debug HER file ready. So this is about how do we create a debuggable har file, which is library file. And now when we are good, the all testing is done and we have to release a library file, then we can go for the release HAR task under OHS release. Now you will see one more folder added over here, which is release. And this is the same library, which is like for release, which is a release version. So that's what all about how you build. This is with the help of Gradle build tool. We have another way, which is using command line tool. So what is that? We'll see that. So here in the bottom, we have terminal. Okay. If anytime we don't know, we do not understand all this Gradle window, then very simple command we have to just run. I'll again clean to show you. Okay. So we have to run this command. So basically, Gradle tool also runs the same command. So here we are directly doing this. So we just had to refresh it. And you see, again, the debug file is present. Same thing for just if you want to go for the release thing, no difference.